really wants him for his price. I do think, given the pure talent among those players, that they would figure it out, and it could be a dangerous squad. But I see 0% chance of this happening.
Right. I just can't get past LeBron, enough basketball to go around for LeBron, James Harden, and Chris Paul. I just don't see it. Anyways, the next team, going back over to the other side, teams that, I've heard nothing about, but I think would fit in well, and that is Detroit Pistons. Blake Griffin, LeBron James, new head coach Dwayne Casey. I think they could do a lot with that team. Again, make Detroit a very dangerous team going forward if LeBron's on the team. I don't think it would be as successful as if he were with New Orleans, but I think it's an outside-of-the-box option that could produce some fantastic results.
Well, the issue with Detroit is again financial, as is their whole city. But I think the Pistons, I don't think they have any cap space. I think they maxed it out, so they would need to figure out a trade. And I don't see them swinging it.
I don't think there's anyone on that team that's not expendable enough besides Blake Griffin to go out and get LeBron James.
Oh yeah, and I certainly think they would try. I just don't know that another team would take it.
Right. So, like I said, outside of the box, or out of the box, whatever the common phrase is, I think it would be fun to watch. Interesting, definitely. Don't think it's going to happen. I think Philadelphia is the only one of these that is actually going to happen. But I think I would enjoy watching Detroit Pistons basketball a lot more if they had LeBron and Blake Griffin on the same team.
Yeah. It would be fun to watch.
All right. The next team, the Miami Heat. He's already been with the Heat. He's already been in Miami. He knows how to win in South Beach. The team, though, I just don't see where they would be a dominant team. I mean, you got Hassan Whiteside, who, in my opinion, is very hit or miss. He's played really well some points. He's played very mediocre others. Not a huge fan of Hassan Whiteside. He's definitely good. And then you got Dwayne Wade, and then it'd be LeBron. Am I missing anyone on the Heat that is really worth mentioning? I don't think I am.
Did you mention Olynyk?
Kelly Olynyk, he is coming into his own, you're right. I don't know how he and LeBron would get along. That would be my biggest concern. But still, even with Kelly Olynyk, I'm not sold on LeBron going to Miami being a good move.
Yeah, and Whiteside, was completely disappeared in the series against the Sixers. If it's Miami or the Sixers, I don't know why you would choose Miami, except for the fact that it's Miami.
No taxes.
The fact that it's the city of Miami. But he's already been there. And again, I don't think they have very much money. They've also got they've got Waiters, Dragic, and Justice Winslow on the Heat. But
you're right. They've got Goran Dragic. You're right.
I think they'd have to get rid of two or three of those guys in order to get LeBron because they don't have money. But yeah, I don't see that as a very viable destination.
Okay, the next team, the LeBronto Raptors. I think that this could also be a very entertaining one. DeMar DeRozan, and or Kyle Lowry, Serge Ibaka, and LeBron James all on the same team, I think that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think they're another one without money, but LeBron on that team, there's certainly no LeBron to dominate them and destroy their spirit in the playoffs. So who knows how dangerous they could be?
Right. So LeBronto, they would have to change the name of the city to LeBronto for that to happen, right?
I think that's the only way he'd accept it.
Well, I do want to say, when I was going back to the Detroit thing, when I was coming up with the list, I had Detroit on here because they could offer him something that none of the other teams could. And that would be the option of being a player coach, coaching at the same time as playing. But that got ruined today when they hired Dwayne Casey. So,
yeah, you're right.
Because they could have, cap space wouldn't have been as much of an issue because he could take less money being the player and more money being the coach. Because the coach's salary doesn't count toward the cap.
Exactly.
And he would get valuable front office experience so that when he decides to retire, he could just go right to being a GM because he already got that coaching experience. But that got ruined. So, LeBronto, I think, would be a fun place. I could see him going to Toronto if they had the cap space and it wasn't in Canada. I mean,
fair points.
I don't know. The next one that I have, I think, is probably the most, maybe the most dangerous. Maybe not. Philly might be a little more dangerous still. And that'd be the Spurs. Kawhi, LeBron, Manu, Tony, Patty, with Pop. Come on. That is insane.
I think they'd have to probably get rid of a couple players to get LeBron. Assuming that they keep Kawhi, which would be amazing. But I think they are a team that could potentially get it done. And then even say they get rid of like Patty Mills and Gasol and something, they'd still have Danny Green, Kawhi, LeBron, LaMarcus Aldridge. That's a dangerous team. That's fun to watch. That's Western Conference finalists against the Warriors.
You know what? Get the Knicks involved in that trade. Get Patty Mills to the Knicks. I'd take him easily. All right. So the Spurs, I think, are a very good option for him. I could see it getting done. If I'm LeBron, I seriously consider going to the Spurs. The next team, I think this one would be probably my favorite to watch, and that would be LeBron James leading the Milwaukee Bucks. Imagine the Greek freak Chris Middleton and LeBron James just absolutely ripping the Eastern Conference apart, because that's what they would do.
It would be awesome to see LeBron and Giannis on the same team. I think this is also a thing where they need to figure out a sign and trade. They probably have to get rid of Jabari Parker and I don't know, like Thon Maker and maybe someone else. But that would leave them with Middleton, LeBron, Giannis, and then like Eric Bledsoe at point guard. That's a fun team. That's a really dangerous team that can go toe to toe with anybody in the league.
Exactly. I think that it's a good fit for him. I would enjoy watching him play there, as long as he's not his jerky self. But I think the Bucks is probably one of my favorites. The next one, the Lakers. obviously people have been talking, get Paul George to the Lakers, get LeBron to the Lakers. So LeBron to the Lakers for me is predicated on them keeping Kyle Kuzma, them keeping Lonzo Ball, and them acquiring Paul George. And then I think LeBron goes to the Lakers.
So I actually read a scenario for the Lakers because I was looking into that one just because the Lakers have so much damn cap space. It's easily possible. They can sign LeBron to a max. They could also sign Paul George, and then they could also possibly do something like a sign and trade for Cousins if they attach some younger assets like Kuzma and Julius Randle. And that right there is a crazy team. That's Lonzo Ball as your point guard, Paul George as your shooting guard, Ingram as your small forward, LeBron as your power forward, and Boogie as your center. That's a star-studded team.
Crazy.
That was the craziest scenario I saw for the Lakers. That would make them. Oof.
The only thing I think you would need to keep either Ingram or Kuzma to give the team some youth, some energy, and speed,
and some spacing. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, because you get rid of them, and I understand LeBron James is the best player in the world right now, and Boogie Cousins is other level or next level talent, but you can't have a bunch of players who are predictable and get the ball to another predictable player. So LeBron can only take the Lakers so far if they don't have Ingram or Kuzma. Which is funny hearing me say that, because I don't really like Ingram or Kuzma, but they play a different way, and it wouldn't be too much of the same thing. Because oversaturation of something typically tends to drown it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that team, it's still got, Lonzo, and in the scenario I saw, they traded Kuzma and Randall, but they kept Ingram. So I think that would work because I think Randall is one of the easier ones to sacrifice there because you want someone that can space the floor better. Randall's more of like a slasher, like rim finisher guy.
Right.
You have enough of that in LeBron and Paul George and stuff.
When I said Ingram, I'm sorry, I meant Randall, not Ingram. Isn't Ingram in Cleveland right now?
Is he? I thought they traded what's his face to Cleveland. I thought Ingram was still a Laker.
I don't remember. I'll have to look into that again. But I meant Randall because that's who you had brought up. But I think Lonzo and Randall with Paul George, LeBron James, and Kuzma, I think really take that team to the next level.
Right. I think that's a very dangerous combination. It's a very possible one.
All right, and then one more for the places that I see LeBron could fit in, and that is with the Los Angeles Clippers. DeAndre Jordan, Patrick Beverley, LeBron James. That is just an absolute fun team to watch. You've got your big guy. You've got LeBron James, who, is always electric. Then you've got Patrick Beverley, who's probably the most underrated player in the NBA right now. Personally, I think that it makes a good amount of sense, but not as much as Philadelphia, the Spurs, or the Lakers.
Yeah, Clippers could be fun. I think they have money troubles as well, but unlike some of those other teams that have money troubles, they have some assets that would make sense for a sign and trade with the Cavs. they could send over Harris and Austin Rivers and some draft picks.